Hi guys, it's Harriet at Eagle 4x4. Today we are going to be showing you a fitting video on the manual and electric roller shutter for the 2023 Wildtrak. This is our one here in the lucid red, and you can see it has got some goodies fitted on there already, which you can find at nextgenranger.co.uk. So first of all, what we're going to do, we are just going to unbox everything. My lovely cameraman has already cut the bands for me to make it easier. So take the lid off. So some of the components you get, first of all, take that protective stuff off. So you get the canister lid. Put that to the side. You get the front bar.
We're not going to use the front bar, we don't actually need that.
No.
So
let's throw that over. Just space up. And then side rails. So left hand side rail, right hand side rail. And then this is the most important part, the fitting kit. It's already open. So in here you've got your rear drain pipes for the tailgate end. And then your cab end drain pipes which go down that end. And then all the just nuts and bolts which we'll show you in a minute. And some clamps in there. Okay, and then next, I don't think we use that either.
No, we will. Yeah, we'll be using those. You need that back. There'll be two of those in there.
I should have had a warm up before doing this fitting video. So you do need the foam. Okay, and then, goodness, just pop this over here. Nice and gently, and then there is another foam which you do need also. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is put the side rails actually onto the canister lid. Already put that side rail on because when you're fitting this, it is a lot easier just to have someone with you doing it, just maybe pulling that out a little bit. So I've already done that side because it makes it easier just to show you how to fit this side. So what you're going to do, you've got your gap in there. That bit fits into there, and then your two side rail bolts are just in here. Let's get those out ready. And then they will bolt up through there and just into there. So just get that side rail on. So it's best I tilt it upwards a little bit. Just tilt that upwards, get that on there. And then she says, there we go, and then it just drops down onto there. Just apply some pressure. Bolt, washer, three hands, no. Right, on there, and just simply bolt that on there. Just get that on there with your fingers. Same again. Just the second one's a bit further this way. Again, nip that up. Finger tight. And then just using that Allen key. Get that tightened. That up. Okay, and just keep going. Right, so next thing, once you've got the side rails on, we're going to fit the canister lid. So Bring that round to the back. Put that on top there. Just make sure when you're fitting it, the rubber seal goes underneath on both sides. And then what we'll do, the fitting kit. So fitting the canister lid. Just pour that out on the floor there just so you can see. So you need one of these. So like the cap that the bolt sits in, like that. And then you've got the holes along here, so you've just got to line those up. Just fixing those on. Long Allen key, small Allen key. Just in there, get those holes lined up. What I do, I leave all these just loosely once they're in the hole, just in case you need to move it around a bit just to get the holes lined up. And if none of the holes line up, just give that a little bit of a tweak, put the Allen key in there. They should just drop in. And then what else you have in the kit is like the little caps. Again, they simply just pop on there. Oh, that one's just popped off. There we go. So that's your canister lid all assembled there with your side rails on. Next, what we're going to do, just going to jump in the back of the load bed and just show you. So we had a bit of a technical error earlier. So we already fitted this and my mic wasn't working, so there was no sound. So I'm going to show the waterproofing on the bed that we've done. So what I've done, I've used some multi-purpose silicone. This foam won't be on there. And also ignore this foam here because you won't have that on your vehicle. That's just from testing some products we did earlier. So what I've done, I've put a load of silicone in there, and then along the bottom, come along the back here, do that on the other side as well. This just stops the water coming in through the back and through the sport suit, just to keep the bed more dry. And then what you've got, what I threw away potentially at the start, 2 rolls of foam. Clean all of it along here with some glass cleaner or alcohol wipes if you've got those available. Rolled the length of foam out to the first one, and then all the way right up to the sport suit that's touching, and then just rolled the other bit of foam out on top. We are looking to get some thicker foam, but for now we are just using 2 pieces of foam. So that's all prepped just for that lid just to fit on top of there. And then next, again, technical mic issue, so I'll just talk you through this. You'll have all these brackets in the fitting kit. They'll probably most likely be in like a cling film material. You have 2 smaller ones and 2 larger ones. The other one is already fitted from what I did earlier. The bigger ones, as you can see, they're just longer in length. So the longer length ones come at the tailgate end, and they simply just fit into these 2 holes, so the central one and the one nearest the cab. How you do that, so it will sit like that. And then what we use to fit these in the kit, spring washer, normal washer, just put that through that hole, do the outer one first just because it's easier to do, apply some pressure on there, and then again using another washer just on the back, and then the nut on the back, just tighten that up. You've only got to do it finger tight. Allow those, and then again spring washer through the hole, and again washer on the back and the nut on the back, just like that. So just finger tight so it sits like that, and again do exactly the same on the other side. Don't fit the smaller ones yet. The smaller ones go at the back, but we do those after the roller shutter has been fitted, just otherwise you won't be able to get the canister on there. So we'll show you that in a minute. So before we again lift the roller shutter up, we need to lift just the sports hoop up a little bit. Just at this end, you'll find that it's held on. I'll put that torch on there. So that one and that one, simply undo those. You haven't got to take them all the way off because you don't need to technically just fully remove them. Just literally so the top of the sports hoop is loose, and then hand on the end there and on the spoot, give it a wiggle, and then that will lift it up.
Just need a little gap under there. So we're going to tuck the rubber seal
just underneath.
Under there. Okay. All right.
Again, do the same the other side as well. So again, don't take it all the way off because you don't need to.
She says. It comes all the way off.
Oh, heavy-handedness that is. And then the other side as well. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There you go. So, creating that gap for the rubber seal to sit, which we'll explain in a minute. Okay, so what we need to do also before we lift the roller shutter onto the vehicle. So you'll find on yours that the rubber seal is a lot longer. What we do, just a bit of tape on there, just clean the underside and stick that down. And then getting a sharp pair of scissors, just move that rubber seal out the way and cut it so that it's even with the outer bit of the rail, just so it's in line. Obviously I've cut this earlier, so that is how it should look. Again, yours will be a lot longer to begin with, but yeah, that's how it'll end up looking. So the final stage before we lift the roller shutter onto the vehicle, masking tape, the thick stuff, so you want about 5 to 6 inches. Should use scissors really, not your teeth. What we are going to do here is just lift this rubber seal up, which again will make sense once we come to lifting the roller shutter onto the vehicle. Just stick it on there. We want to be able to get this masking tape back off, so just make sure it is just on the rubber seal. So just put it on there and then pull it across and then fix it on to the canister lid. It is quite tricky to stick, but we want it to be easy to take off as well. And again, exactly the same, just on the other side. So previous step, stick that on there. Okay, so just lift that rubber out the way, masking tape on there, and then pull it across. Okay, so the next job, guys, is to physically lift the shutter onto the back of the vehicle. I've got Martin here to help me with this. Just teaching him the ropes today on how to fit a roller shutter. So just take your time doing it. You don't want to drop it and damage your vehicle. So simply lift that up, prop one corner just onto the tailgate end, and then just jump up there, and then just help Martin. So what you need to do, the front bit of the roller shutter, just sit that on that foam, and just making sure that rubber seal folds over the edge, just to create that seal along the back. Just give it a push down. Then that helps obviously block the water out coming in through that back bit. along with our sealing we did earlier. And then as you come to the back of the vehicle, you will find that the side rails will sit on those brackets that we have fixed. So what you want to just make sure, the rubber seal along the edge, just make sure it sits flush against the sports hoop, that there's no kinks or it's tucked under or anything, just to get that really good seal along there. So it should end up looking like that. Next thing we're going to do, I'm just going to jump up in there. My hand has changed, and we're going to gently pull that masking tape off. You need to be careful with this just to make sure it doesn't rip. And basically that is why we taped that rubber seal back, because you'll see now we've taken the tape off, it sits flush against there. If we didn't tape it back, it could potentially kink, and getting your hand down there is a bit of a nightmare. So we're just going to do the other side as well. Take that off there nice and gently so you don't break the tape. Give it a bit of a wiggle, and there we go. So the seal sits flush nicely just along that sports hoop. Okay, so what we're going to do, rubber seal, you've already loosened this earlier, so just simply lift that up and tuck that rubber in there and push it across so it sits nicely under that sports hoop, again giving you a really nice finish and the seal along there. Do that on the other side as well, which I've already done. End up looking like that. Okay, so next step, you need this little bag of fixings. In there you have what we call the T-track nuts, so just empty that on. I mean, if you've got an old takeout container or anything, guys, if it's easier to empty the stuff into there so you don't lose any of it, please feel free to do that. So you need to make sure the Allen key end is facing downwards, because that's what you use to tighten these in once you do it. So bit there that's sticking out, Allen key end facing out, just simply put that in up to there. Again, bit sliding the track, Allen key bit facing down. There's two for each side. That side, and that side. And then next thing you do, so don't worry about the rest of the fixings just yet. We're just going to get these in the side rail. So to do that, there will be a locating hole here. So just slide that up. So the bit that's popping out just slides along the track. So literally follow it all the way down, and then that will lift up and just go into there. Just check that seal again. Might just need to tuck that under again. Push that over. Next one goes towards the front of the vehicle, the cab end, because the next thing we are going to do, we are going to fit that smaller bracket that we talked about just into these two holes, very similar to that back one there. So next what we're going to do, the smaller bracket, I've got the T-nut there, look, you can see. So what we're going to do, bit tricky, just put that up there so the T-nut bolt goes through the center, and then lining up with those holes there, get your fixings. So again, spring washer, washer through there, through the hole, and then push down on that, which will keep that in place. Washer on the back, and then just the nut on the back as well. So tighten that up, again just do it finger tight, and then again through the other hole, spring washer, washer through there, washer on the back, and then the nut just on the back there. There you go. Again, do the same the other side of the truck. Right, so once all T-nuts are through the brackets, you just need a washer and a nut. Just put that, I usually just nip that up with my fingers, just that T-nut, just to tighten that up. And then just put that on there. Okay, just pinch it, we'll tighten it all up at the end. And then same on the back one. Whatever we're doing on this side is just mirrored on the other side as well. So washer and nut just on there. Okay, and just leave that one loose. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is just making sure the shutter is in the correct position. So just working out like the width and the height of it. Best way to do this, if you just pull the shutter to, push that into place. Just make sure your rubber seal stays flat. If it doesn't, just simply lift that and just stick your finger in there, push it out, have a little bit of a play around with it. Close the tailgate. Okay, and what you want to focus on is the side rails. Ignore the actual roller bit. So what we want to do is make sure this is in line with here, to the edge. So across, so moving it left to right, so that's in line. And then also this bit here is in line with this groove here.
This groove, yeah.
Yeah, this groove here.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just a case basically of pulling it back and forward. If you can, you just want to rush it down. So yeah, that's pretty good as it is. And then same the other side, so making sure that's in line. It's a bit too far over. And then pulling that side rail down there, just so it's in line with this groove along here. Once that's all in place, get your ratchet, 10mm ratchet, lower the tailgate, and then what you can do, so the nut on the T-bolt that we put in earlier, just tighten that up. So keep going till it bites. I'm going to go all around. So just get that tightened up in there. Same again on the other side. Again, just get that nut tightened up. Oh, we need some new tools. Okay, and just open the shutter. Okay, so next what we're going to do is just check the height of the roller shutter. Just close the tailgate, and what you want this rubber seal just to be making contact with the tailgate. Once you're happy with that, you literally use your H5 Allen key, your 10mm spanner, and then just tightening these up. So get that on the back. And then literally just tighten that up.
No, we've already done that, as you know.
Okay. And these basically make contact with the lid of the load bed and keep the height of that side rail in place. And again, same on the other side.
you need to lift it up or down, you can. Just make sure that that's not too
Yeah.
tight on there.
So there's plenty of play in there, but again, you want just the rubber seal just making contact there with that tailgate. And then, so spanner on the back, tighten that up. So exactly the same, guys, just tightening the ones up on the back. Front. So yeah, I'm going to start actually tying it up first. Just nip that. Okay, and the same again, spin round, and exactly the same just on the other side. Get that tightened up there.
Okay, do these two nuts up.
Wildtrak. So next thing, don't forget just to tighten the sports hoop back up. Just on those two nuts just under there. And the other one. And again on the other side. So there we have it, guys. Your roller shutters fitted on your 2023 Wildtrak. Let's just show you how it works. So you can either use a shutter with the tailgate up or down. I'm just going to take it down. Just pop that cover off there. Simply just what we suggest, just pulling it towards you a little bit just to take that pressure off, pushing the button, let the roller shutter go in. Perfect. And then pull it all the way back. It's latching in. What we suggest to do, just let that go in. What we suggest to do, it's definitely worth investing in some silicone lubricant. No grease, nothing sticky, nothing that's going to clamp up just in the side rails, because that will start to cause issues. Literally just a silicone based lubricant, and all you do is simply down the tracks occasionally, just to keep that nice and slick running along there on both sides. And that will help keep the roller shutter moving nice and slowly. Again, get two sets of keys, so one on your keys. I'd leave the other somewhere safe. And there you have it.
Well done.